Welcome to ORGA-NIKO Labs, a division of NIKO Cosmetics, Inc. My name is Nico, and I am the CEO of NIKO Cosmetics. Today we're going to be talking about finding your fame. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, he wants to make movie stars out of us. That's not the case at all. But with every successful brand is actually some fame. And today I'm going to take you on a little journey on how this young man found his fame. So way back, many, many years ago, a young couple gave birth to a baby boy. And rather than calling him a baby boy, they called him their baby doctor. And this young man grew up thinking that one day he will be a doctor. He went to university, and after first year of university, he decided that he was afraid of blood and needles. And that was probably not the best choice for his career. So he wanted to work with the public, and he wanted to make people feel good. And he had an idea. His vision was to become a hairstylist. Big difference from a doctor. But he was excited about his new career, and he shared it with his friends. And one day, he shared it with one of his closest friends, a man he admired very much, a very successful man. And the response the man gave him was, "I never thought I would be a friend of a hairstylist." The young man was crushed. He admired his friend, and his friend just told him that his choice of career was not up to standard to being his friend. But he was a determined young man, and he worked really hard, and he started creating a career. And before you know it, he was on the front cover of magazines, he was being shown on a regular TV show, and he was named one of the top 10 stylists in Canada. Ironically, his friend came to him and he said, "I really admire you." And the young man said, "What?" And he said, "I really admire you." And the young man said, "Can you say that just one more time?" And he said, "Didn't you hear me?" And he said, "No, I just need to hear it one more time." And he reminded his friend about the time that he told him that he never thought he would actually befriend a hairstylist. The irony was that his friend, the successful businessman, hated his job. He hated his career, and he was looking for a different lifestyle. And he turned to the young man and he said, "I've watched you grow, and you love your work every day." He says, "One day, I too would like to become a hairstylist." Isn't that ironic? But interestingly enough, the successful businessman turned to the young man and he said, "What do you want out of life?" And the young man said, "I want to be famous." And he said, "Oh, you want to be rich?" And he said, "No, I want to be famous." And the successful businessman said, "Well, what's the difference?" And he said, "Being famous is being known as being the best at what you do. I could be a floor sweeper and become a famous person. The way you take that broom and you slide it across the floor and you do a perfect sweep. And if one day someone says to me, 'Hey, you know what? That guy is the best floor sweeper I've ever seen,' then that young man would have achieved fame." It was interesting because that young man that I'm talking about was me. Since that day, I've been featured in countless magazines. I have even been on the front covers. Believe it or not, I was even a centerfold, fully clothed. I was featured on regular TV shows, and I was even named one of the top 10 stylists in Canada. And then it happened. One miraculous day, one of my clients turned to me and said, "You just gave me the best haircut of my life." Since that day, I continued my dream of being the best at what I can be. As my journey evolved, I became the CEO of NIKO Cosmetics and ORGA-NIKO Labs private label. American Spa Magazine named me one of the most influential men in the spa industry. NIKO Cosmetics was named the #1 certified organic skincare brand by Spa Canada, and I was named one of the leaders in the beauty industry by Day Spa Magazine. And while money was never my objective, I am now the CEO of a multi-million-dollar enterprise. My friends, I did find my fame. And as I look through this lens, I can feel fame lurking in your hearts. And I truly hope that one day you too find your fame. If you enjoyed this presentation, don't forget to click like, select subscribe, and click notifications to continue to hear from us. To learn more about private label, visit organicolabs.com. For those interested in retail, please visit NIKO.com. Wishing you all a healthy and safe lifestyle.